to this computer. Okay, as I was saying, this is Framework for Faculty and Student Success, week number 2. Last week, we went over the course in general, and then we looked at the week 1 establishing foundations. For today, we're going to go over week 1 really quickly, talk a little bit about where you can find the Zoom recordings in case you are unable to make the class live. And then also I want to dig in a little bit deeper into the standard 1.1 of belonging. And then I want to go over the outro page because I know that it was a lot of information last time on where things are and how the course was put together. And I just want to make sure you all are aware of what can be done in each place again. So, and then hopefully we'll have a guest come in to look at week number 2. Week number 2 is laying the groundwork. So I'll give you the quick intro there and talk about the Clover Park connection and the things that Snowy asked for us to talk about related to outcomes and assessment. And then we'll go into a little bit on each of these standards. I guess that would be called indicators for standard 1.1, which are the EDI statement, welcoming language, and student support resources. So let's go ahead and get started. Real quick, so every time you come to this course, I think most of you all are getting the link from the calendar invite. The link is also in each of the intro. They're actually quizzes. So I was going to say intro pages, but they're actually quizzes. And if you were here last time, you know why. So if you go to, we have our introduction is our first. We have the CPTC connection here, our alignment, and then Zoom. So the Zoom tab is only available right now for the first 2 weeks, but I'm going to go in there and make sure that Zoom tab is there for all the following weeks. On the Zoom tab, you've got the link, and then I'll try to embed the YouTube recording here so you can just watch it straight in the Canvas page. And then, so there's that. And also, if you are on YouTube, I am publishing these ones on the Clover Park Technical College Teaching and Learning page. I don't know if that has a link, what the link is. Oh, I guess it's youtube.com/@CPTC-TLC. So I'll put that in there. And y'all can follow. What do you mean, Kelly? What do you mean you can't see the quizzes option?
When you clicked on quizzes on the left, right?
Oh,
We
over
can't see it.
here.
Yeah, see the
Yeah.
eyeballs not, or there's a line in there. You got to publish that.
Yeah. I have them disabled for y'all because I don't want y'all to get confused as I don't know. I guess all students do it differently and all teachers and instructors do it differently. But I'm more of a go to the modules to find things kind of guy. But if there is a lot of people that would like me to turn on the quizzes, then I can do that. So
I only pointed it out because you used it. I was trying to follow along with you.
I actually, so when I click on this, the intro page, it looks like I went there through that, but I actually went there through the module. But yeah, like I said, if that's confusing to people and y'all would like to have the quizzes up there, I know some of y'all went into the assignments and found this assignment, which is an old page from when I was first putting this course together. So for the people who submitted to week one welcome, I need to talk with y'all to make sure that you go ahead and submit it to the WACDC standard 1.1 belonging assignment. This WACDC, this is just shorthand for Washington Course Design Checklist. So I know y'all see that a bunch in this course, but that's just the acronym for that instead of writing it out every time. Speaking of that, this is the assignment here if you need to submit this one. Looks like we've got 4 people who have already submitted, so thank y'all. I know this one is a lot. So it's definitely gonna take the hour if you are gonna go through and look at each of these questions. I wanted to set aside a little bit of time at the beginning for anybody that wanted to talk about this. The questions are the questions at the beginning are a little bit they're a little straightforward. They're pretty straightforward, but I know you really gotta dig deep into your self when you start to get down here into the when you're looking at your how your identity and your power and privilege affect how the students perceive what's going on in your class. And so at the end of the last meeting, I went through this quickly and said, hey, y'all should go through and do this. But I wanted to give some time at the beginning of this week to talk about this, if anybody would like to share. So feel free if anybody wants to say anything or yeah, give an update. Some people are still working on it. So like I said, it's a lot. But I mean, not to put him on the spot, I see Jovan McCoy in here, who is a representative from the Office of ED&I. And I would like, if you're available to talk about it, to talk about the importance of reflection in terms of, you know, how you as a human bring all that you are into the classroom, for better or worse.
Yeah, I would just share, I know just in reflecting on a past trip we had to Orlando for the Dream Conference, there was a school that did a survey about this idea around belonging. And they were emphasizing how they wanted to survey their students to see if they had felt a greater sense of belonging in their class. And one of the ways they said they did that is they asked the students if at any time do you feel uncomfortable asking questions? Have you ever felt uncomfortable asking questions during your class time? And they based on the level of comfort that the student had in asking questions, getting involved in the discussion as their way of feeling that they had a part in the class, and therefore they concluded that that was a marker for their sense of belonging. So I thought it was kind of interesting. So if you think about how you incorporate yourself in your instruction and the tone or the culture that you establish in your classroom, Is it one that distributes, I would say, power when it comes to contributions to class? Do your students walk away feeling like they have their words really mean something, that they can affect at times the way you may choose to present something in an effort to make sure they know they're being heard, or that adjustments may be made to make things more clear for them? It could be any of those things. So I think these questions that have us reflecting on, who is our design of our course serving? Are we allowing for enough input from some of our students to inform us on maybe some ways in which we structure some things? And then are we sharing our influence in a way where everyone feels empowered with the information or the activities that are designed for your course? So I think these are good reflective questions to consider.
Yeah, I agree. And I put these here at the beginning. Well, one, because they were at the beginning of the Washington course design checklist, but also because I feel like as we're going through this course and we're kind of thinking of this idea of rebuilding, or, I mean, we're not going to start from the ground, that's impossible. But instead of like rebuilding, like rethinking how we run our courses. I really like that example of giving the students the power at the beginning, and making sure that their voices are heard. And I think that that speaks directly to this idea of community of care, which is one of our missions here at Clover Park Tech. And it's also something that I'm trying to model in this course, uh, like model it by doing it. And so my role here, I'm kind of the facilitator of, putting the Zoom and making these pages and going through all of this with y'all. But the way I envisioned it is more where you all are going to be presenting things that y'all are working on. And week one, and then now we're in week two. Uh, as I said, at the end of week one, it's a little bit, this is kind of, you're reflecting, and if you're doing it right, you're really looking at yourself and being as honest as you can be. Um, that's not, I mean, it is something that you can share with others if you feel comfortable, but we're all in here together, so I don't know how comfortable you all feel with each other yet. I'm hoping that throughout this course, as we're meeting together here, that we can become more comfortable with each other. But that's something that, yeah, like I said, I'm hoping to model that in this course, and everything in this course. Even if something's not working well, maybe y'all can see that that's not working well, and reflect on that. And then if it's not, then maybe we can change it to something else. And that's actually a good segue to move on to the next thing I wanted to talk about here, which was the outro discussion pages. And so I don't know if all of y'all were able to get in there. I saw a couple of people came in here and posted. I would like to give a special shout out to Jaya Rose, who is in here. I'm gonna give you some roses, some digital roses, for posting your e-portfolio. So I know that I'm done. So Jaya put her e-portfolio here, and I'm gonna put it in the chat in case y'all want to check it out. Work in progress, I think, as everybody's is. But you can see she's got her hello there message at the top, a little bit about herself. I didn't know you were from Florida, so that's learn something new every day. Lifelong learner, I think all of us in here are that. That's why we're here. And yeah, a little bit about instructional training. So thank you, Jaya, for doing that. I hope that as we start to fill in these standards, that the pages, these e-portfolios start to bloom. I don't think Nicholas Eilers is here, but I do want to give a shout out to him as well. So if you're watching this, Nicholas, really appreciate the picture here. Look at that. Family man here. Oh, with the cute baby. He put the picture in there like a champ, and then he's also got a little bit about himself down here. Automotive technician. If y'all didn't know about Nicholas, 8 years in the Army. And yeah, so once again, not much on the next pages, but hopefully we can start to add on and then really flesh out this portfolio. And if anybody else has portfolios, put them here. If y'all want to, actually, y'all can send some digital roses in a form of likes. So if you like Nicholas's submission and Jaya's, you can give them a like. Everyone likes likes, right? And then, oh, so here's what I was talking about for the feedback. So Jaya, thank you. Always, you're so kind. Give me a 1 if you think I'm doing a bad job. I can handle it. I like constructive feedback. So, I mean, if it is a 1, I'm going to be a little hurt, but I'll get through it. Rate the class. If there is something that you do want to change, like maybe the tabs aren't as cool as they are to me. Like if they're difficult for you to navigate, I was trying to put these tabs in here to kind of simplify everything and keep everything on one page. But I don't know. I heard that they're not so good on the phone. So Jaya, I can set up a training on how to set up these tabs, but I do gotta check to make sure that they are all they're cracked up to be. So get in there on the outro page. Outro page also, I've got these images here at the top that are not accessible. I need to go in there and make sure the alt text. So for example, 7 out of 10 pictures don't have alt text. Let me know. I'll go in, I'll change them. I'll add those alt texts in there because that is important. I just haven't had the time, or maybe it just slipped off my to-do list. Moving on, so I can go ahead and click here to week 2, and it's going to take me right to our week 2 intro page. I want to talk about this for a second. So here's our guy, Simon. Simon's saying for this week, we are going to measure and guide the excavator as you dig into your welcoming resources. So beginning of the class, it makes sense to talk about welcoming resources. I'm not going to read this, but it's there for y'all to read. I will read our weekly outcome though. Demonstrate a personal commitment to equity, diversity, and inclusion, also known as EDI, in your course. So this is going to be our main outcome for this week. If y'all can do that, then y'all are doing good. Our CPTC connection, this one I'm gonna save for a little bit later. I wanna make sure we go over everything first and make sure everybody is on the right page. Actually, speaking of that, I'm gonna put this in the chat so y'all can be on the same page as me. This is about outcomes and assessment. These are some questions that I got from Snowy. And there is a reflection example down here. These are some things that we can talk about at the end. And hopefully we have time, but if we don't, some things to consider as we're moving along related to outcomes and assessment. Our alignment this week, we're looking at the responsibility portion of our college-wide learning outcomes. We're applying and we're analyzing. If you are on tenure, this is an A2 for the skill standards. We're setting up, maintaining, and repairing instructional systems. And then this is still in the, for our course learning outcomes, cultivating a sense of belonging. Here is the Zoom, and y'all waiting for that code, right? I'm gonna give you the code a little bit later to put it into the quiz. So that you can get credit for being here and participating with us live. And then if y'all are watching the recording, hopefully you'll finish up the recording after we're done. Okay, so like I said, I want to talk about this later, but I do also want to move on to what we are going to be covering for our build section this week. And it's a little bit different from last week. As I explained, this is the standard is belonging. And then these are, I guess you can think of them as substandards. On the Washington checklist, they're called indicators. So I don't know, maybe I'll go in and change these to indicator 1.1 or indicator 1.1A or 1.1B. There are 3 options for y'all this week. You can choose if you want to do one, like if you just want to do an EDI statement. You can choose if you want to do welcoming language, and or you can choose student support resources. You can choose to do 1, you can choose to do 2. We encourage all 3, but we know time is time, and it takes time to do this stuff. And just know if you can get 1 done this week, you're doing great. If you can get more than 1 done, you know, obviously you're going above and beyond, and it's going to be helpful for you in your course. But yeah, like I said, it's going to take time. They'll always be here. So if you want to just do the EDI statement this week, or if you just want to work on your student support resources this week and you want to do the rest later, that's completely fine. If you're a completionist, I'm sorry. We're giving you all so much to do, but I wanted to fit all this in, this section in for the summer, because I really want to, we in the TLC really want to get going on the outcomes and assessment in the fall and in the winter time. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go through the EDI statement, welcoming language, and student support resources pages here, assignment pages. And then if Jovan's still around, I would love to get his take on the EDI statement. So let me close out of some of this stuff so I don't get lost in the sauce. So I got a question in the chat. What assignments have to be done to receive PDUs? So the nice thing about this course is it's a little bit of an a la carte. Whatever you choose and do and submit and score at least 8 out of 10 on, you're going to get credit for that. So for example, if I just wanted to do the EDI statement and I go through and I spend an hour working on it, submit it, once you get that grade, you're going to get a badge. And that badge, so I'll show you right here. That badge is worth 1 hour. And so as you move through this course and you submit the secret codes for the quiz and you submit these assignments, you're going to get those badges. And later on down the line, I'll show you how to well, actually, no, I won't show you how later on down the line. If you click over here on badges, you will see that you are part of a pathway that has all of the badges in this course. And so you should be able to go in Let me see. I'm in student mode. So let me get out of the student view. You should be able to go in here and see how many badges you have. So it's gonna be a little bit different from, like, this view is gonna be different from y'all because I'm the teacher. But like, for example, let's see here. No, that's a bad example. Let's go to, where's that quiz that we did last time? How did we sort it last time where we were able to, oh yeah, there we go. So there were 18 people who submitted the quiz last time. And so these 18 people all have this first badge, and then that counts for an hour. Okay, so the way that we have it set up is to track your progress using the badges here. And then once you're done with this course, you're going to calculate how many badges you have and then let us know. And then we can add that to your professional development on that professional development tracking page that everyone was thrown into this week. We can update the hours on there. Speaking of that professional development tracking page, we had an event on Wednesday. So thank you all for anybody who came. I know Jose, I see you on the screen and I saw you on Wednesday. So I want to give a special shout out to you for coming by. How were the donuts? Good. Okay, I got a thumbs up. The donuts were good. The Danishes were good. And then also we had some good orange drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we at that event, the reason I'm bringing up the event is because we had a sticker board for times, the best times for you all to meet. And it was a bit scattered. Everybody's available at different times. But if my memory serves, I believe that Monday afternoon was where we had the most stickers. And I'm getting a head nod from James, who was also there, helping run it. Thank you, James. Monday afternoon. So I'm thinking if I were to choose, I would say since we're doing this Friday 1 p.m., then maybe we'll do a Monday 1 p.m. where if y'all need some help, we'll probably set it up starting in August. Every Monday at 1, we'll do some formal trainings on how to submit professional development, the prior approval form, and then once you're done with it, how to submit all of the extra materials. It's pretty straightforward in the course. We have documentation and also video on how to do it, but it's a new process, and I understand if it's difficult at first, but some people have already started submitting PDs, so I don't think it's too challenging to do without the training, but we will have those times, and we'll probably set that 1 o'clock hour up as a consistent drop-in time. Anytime you have any questions with PD or just teaching and learning in general. So don't quote me on the 1 o'clock. It might be 3. I would say either 1 or 3. Maybe we could do a quick poll in here just so that I can get y'all to be active. What's a better time? Mondays at 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. I thought there was a way to do a poll here. Let me see here. Oh, there's a poll. Haha. Let's see if I can be fancy. Best time for TLC support. I'm gonna say Mondays 1 p.m. or if Mondays don't work for you, I'm sorry. We could try to do another one. Let's see this. How can I do this? Save. I made a poll. Does anybody know how to put polls in to the chat? Sorry, this is the problem of trying to do everything live. Okay, launch. Do y'all see that? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right. Nice, I like that. Oh, it's kind of fun to watch. It's like a race. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm seeing. Oh, it's neck and neck. We need a common hour where anyone can not be everyone can not be working. Y'all can have time to work on other things. Okay. So anyways, that's that. I got a little distracted. Um, I was gonna say something else. Oh, pathways. Some of y'all got an email, and I don't know what that email was. It was an email. I think there was 4 different pathways for Badger. Did y'all get that email? Some people said they got an email at like midnight that they were like on a pathway. Kelly got 3 of them. I don't know what that is, and I think it's something related to the way that the badges were set up last year, because when I looked at it, it was all for 2023, 2024, those tracks. So my gut thought is that maybe I remember creating them around this time last year. So maybe since it's been a year, they kind of like re-upped or like refreshed or something. So I haven't had a chance to go in and check it out, but stay tuned and hopefully that won't happen again. But I apologize on behalf of Badger and Canvas credentials for that happening. And if it ruined anybody's sleep, I'm sorry. But we'll get to the bottom of it. Okay. Standard 1.1a is the EDI statement. And I kind of want to stop talking. Like I said, I didn't want this to be my show. I wanted this to be y'all. Jovan, if you're available, can you tell us the importance of having an EDI statement? We have an EDI statement in this course, in the welcome module. I went over it last time. I took the time to read this section here, the belonging tab on the first page. I think it's an important thing to have at the beginning of your course. But I'm curious about y'all. Does anybody have an EDI statement in their course anywhere? And if you do, why is it there? Chaya, do you want to talk? I see your thumbs up and
Well, I have a statement in my syllabus, a couple statements, but it's mostly in my syllabus. So I don't have a personal EDI statement.
what was it is it something that you put into your syllabus or is it something that was
It's something that the school had put into it.
Mhm.
And also then I took something from my colleague's syllabus that I liked. So I inherited a course, found something in there that she had, and now I've inserted into my syllabus. So I'm
Very cool.
plagiarizing. Yeah.
No,
I know. I'm just teasing.
Okay, thank you. Tracy, I see your hand.
Yeah, so I've been at Clover Park for just since the beginning of the year, like January-ish. And my syllabi, like was already said, I think it has just sort of a generic Clover Park statement, but the reason I haven't changed it or put anything else in is because I wanted to be more intentional about it. I didn't really want to use a blanket statement that felt performative.
Right.
So I want to make sure that if I have a statement in there that's beyond what the school says, that I am living by it.
I think that's important. And I think intentionality, yeah, you nailed it on the head. As you know, you don't want to be performative. You don't want to have it there just because it has to be there. But it needs to be something that you could stand by. That's why I think if you all have the chance to go through those questions on the first assignment, the belonging long list of questions that we talked about at the beginning, I feel like if you can go through these, it can really help you to think deeply about what inclusivity means in your class, what you can do to make sure that there is diversity represented in there. And yeah, I think like I said, these are some pretty tough questions. We've had a couple, well, since I've been here, we've had a couple of EDI in-services that I've been to. And so hopefully y'all can take some of that stuff that you've, heard and learned about at those and use that to help you kind of in this process. Kat, you're saying that you wanted to run it by Aisha?
Yeah, so if there's anything that is going to be put or suggested to be placed into syllabus regarding that, I would like to have it come from or have it run by that department to ensure verbiage and everything is what it should be or what it needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. We do have an office of EDI on campus, and I don't want to speak for Javon, but I believe that that's what they're there for, is to assist in any sort of thing like this where yeah, you want to make sure that what you're saying is not going to offend anybody. I mean, seems like everyone gets offended by everything. But I think this also goes back to where what's your intention, and if you're using intentionality when you're creating it. So that's some good ideas for this assignment. So if you guys go into these pages and look under the assignment section, there is an application part, and we wanted to give you all multiple options here as a best practice for UDL. And for those that don't know, this is Universal Design for Learning. This is giving students giving them multiple options to submit or work on things when it's applicable, when you can. So a DEI statement, maybe that's something that you want to do. Maybe it's something you want to put in your syllabus. Maybe it's something that you want to put at the beginning in your start module, or maybe it's something you want to put somewhere else in your course. If that is not something that you want to do, then maybe you can do a video message. Record a short video message, share it with your students, where you're introducing yourself and you're sharing your commitment to EDI, and explain how you're actively working to achieve it in your classroom. This kind of goes back to what Jovan was saying at the beginning about having a class discussion and including the students in that conversation. I feel like if you're comfortable with that, then this could be a good way to put it together. I know I'm shouting out Mel Harmon because I've heard her talk about it. I think it was at an in-service, maybe last year's in-service, where she goes through with her students at the beginning, and they put together their class norms, classroom norms, and you know what's okay and what's not okay in the class. So I think that, you know, speaking to what Jovan said, is really a strong way to get belonging in the class. And a welcome email. So if y'all just want to send a message to your students that let them know that, hey, this is something that's important to me. I mean, it could be as simple as, you know, I'm working on this. I'm hoping that we can work on this together because I believe in I want y'all to feel included in this class. And so those are some options there for that one. And as you can see, there is a rubric down here. So this is a pretty standard rubric that's going to be used for most assignments in this course. I'm not going to go over it right now, but basically we're just looking for evidence of application, a narrative description, you know, the why, showing that it's aligned with the outcome. So for example, this, the outcome here, cultivating a sense of belonging. And speaking of alignment, oh no, yeah, I knew something was gonna happen. Okay, hold on, just wait. I need to take this off. Okay. Y'all can let's not cover it. Y'all can, for those people paying attention, alignment is very important in this course. And so I hope everyone knows how to spell alignment. Oh, okay. That's it. That's all I'm giving you. If you don't catch it if you don't catch it live, if you're here, I'm going to take a picture of everybody that's in here as well. So smile for the camera. I'm going to take a picture of everyone that's here and make sure that y'all get credit for being here. Okay. 1.1b is, let's see, what's 1.1b? Welcoming language. Okay. If you're interested in welcoming language, welcoming students with empowering language, there's that word again, empowering, that we heard earlier. Y'all can go through this. The indicator here, expanded indicator, course materials use welcoming, easy to understand, student-friendly language that invites students into a caring and collaborative learning partnership with the instructor. Okay. Y'all can go through here, and like I say, if we have time, we can go through this, but this course is actually meant for y'all to kind of go through it on your own. The objective of this assignment is to revise your course materials to use language that is welcoming, clear, and student-friendly. Now, I know that sounds nice, but it also sounds like a lot of work. This is where, if you have a friend that is a robot, like Simon or our friend ChatGPT, you can put in stuff from your course and ask it to make sure that it is welcoming, clear, and student-friendly. Hopefully it is, and hopefully there's not a lot to change. but maybe, just maybe, it will offer some suggestions on how to make the text more inclusive. So for this assignment, what is this? The EDI statement, all you would need to do is just submit your EDI statement, okay? And so that no one is confused, these assignments are set up as text entry. And so if you have a file that you want to attach, it's not recommended because it comes up weird in the ePortfolio. Like when you add it to the ePortfolio, it's just going to be a link. And so if you're just putting in EDI, if your EDI statement is in a document, just copy what's in the document and then paste it into this text box. That way, when you add it to your ePortfolio, it will show up in there. For this assignment, where we're going in and we're revising course material, I would suggest to show the change, maybe including a before and an after. Now, that could look like, this is what it would look like before. This is my before text, yada, yada, yada. And then this is my after text, yada, yada, yada. More inclusive, right? So that's one way to do this one. I'm also very visual. I feel like if you had a screen capture of a page from your course or any sort of course content, if you had a screen capture of a before and then a screen capture of after, then those two screen captures right next to each other, like y'all know when you see when you're on the websites and you'll see like a before and after photo, a lot of them are like related to weight. And so it's like, oh, here's what this person looked like before, and then this is what they look like after. Like those types of images are, I would say, more impactful for people. So if I'm looking at, okay, this is a picture of my page here, and the text is kind of standard, you know, whatever, I got it from another person or I got it from a textbook. I'm just copying over, you know, stuff from that was created from other people, or maybe you created it and you just didn't think about student-centered language or inclusive language, and then, you know, toss it into ChatGPT. It's okay. That's why it's there. It's here as a tool, and you know, this is, I would say, using it as a tool to help you make your course materials more inclusive. I would say that's using the tool for good. And so if y'all need ChatGPT help and generative AI help, and you haven't gone through my generative AI course or the TLC's generative AI course, I think everybody's in there. So there's a lot of good how-tos on there. But basically the prompt is, can you help me make this more inclusive? And then toss it in there. So that's what I would recommend for this assignment. So a syllabus, doing a syllabus review. Now I feel like I'm just beating the same drum, but I think I covered this at in-service last year. We had a couple workshops on it. It was part of Basecamp. If y'all don't got inclusive syllabi, like, let's go. This is, I think, standard for, at least for our college, if not for the state board. If you have course announcements that you are usually doing every week in your class, maybe before you post the course announcement, type it, toss it into ChatGPT, say, hey, is there any way that I can make this announcement more inclusive? It might give you back really terrible results, but it might give you some good stuff. You don't have to use it. Assignment instructions, take a look at one of your major assignments. Make sure that the assignment is clear encouraging and inclusive. A lot of people make assignments and they're punitive, right? Do this or else. As a student, it might not be the best way. If I'm looking at it, as a student, I don't want to be scared to do an assignment. I want to be encouraged and, comfortable knowing that if I try my best, whatever that looks like, that I will get some credit for it. And then also discussion prompts. So just go through your course and look at your material and try to make sure that it is student friendly. And here is some more information about that. Also, I haven't brought it up yet, but here are some resources that show, like, I'm just telling y'all, but this is the research. This is all evidence-based. This is all from the Washington Course Design Checklist. I just put it in here. So if you want some ideas, or if you need some references, you can always do that. This one's aligned with communication, but the same course learning outcome. The last one here, 1.1C, let's see, we've got course includes resources to connect students to a variety of student support and well-being services and guidance for how to access and use these resources. So, quick show of hands. Does anybody have a resources page or link to resources for their students in their course right now? I got a thumbs up. I got a couple of
I
thumbs
do.
up.
I do.
Yeah, where do you have it and where did you get it?
The links, they're basically procedures the students go through because I teach IT. So I pull it off of different sites like redhat.com or linux.org.
Nice.
Yep.
So yours are specific for the material that you're teaching.
Technology, yeah. So a lot of what we teach is, I once had a dean that said, why do your students seem to either get A's or they fail? There's no middle ground. And I said, because they either they can do it or they can't do it. It's kind of black or white right there.
Mhm.
But over time, I found that that's not totally true, that they could get part of it done. But that's when I would step in and help them, teach them to complete it. But it's all procedural, so that makes it a little bit more difficult and process driven.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else care to share about resources that you use in your class? And mainly where you got them from. Let's look and see what the assignment methods here. Course navigation links. So this would be links for how to navigate through your course. If y'all see on the left-hand side here, I have the navigating online learning page as an option because some people don't know about this. This is in every Canvas course. It's something that you just need to turn on in your course navigation. It is a lot of information, and for some students that are new to Canvas, maybe it's going to be like maybe too much. This is something that in the IT committee that I'm a part of the group that is in charge of trying to take something like this and making it more manageable for the students. Hopefully in the future, it can be a little bit clearer and more comfortable for the students to go through. But that is there for the students who need some help. service descriptions, student support links. So what are the different kind of services that we offer on campus? I know that there is a section at the end of the syllabus with a lot of these links, but maybe the students don't get that far in your syllabus. So maybe on the first day, letting them know if you have this kind of need, here's where you can go to find that. Embedded links. So this course is full of those, but having pages where kind of like pages in pages where they can have access to resources. Guest presentations, having, one of the counselors come by or advisors come by, or having, I don't know how often they come by your class, but, we have a lot of different services on campus, more than I knew about ever since, I started, really digging in and seeing what they got. Having them come in and talk about it, checking in with them. Mental health, there's this is a big one. And if you listen to our podcast, I think in August, maybe the second week, we're going to be talking about mental health and who we have on campus for that. And then, yeah, just letting students know that they are supported, and if they need some help, to reach out to you, or if you have those resources. Putting those resources together would be a great, now would be a good time for you to put those resources together and then submit it as this assignment. So going in and putting them all together and then setting this as an assignment. For this one especially, if y'all choose to do 1.1C, I would really recommend submitting the assignment, adding it to your e-portfolio. I know it's a couple of extra steps, but adding it to your e-portfolio, getting in this outro page, and then posting it here for the other people to see. So posting a link to that page of your e-portfolio so that other people can also see those resources. I know we're coming up on 2 o'clock. I know I talked a lot. Nice. Thanks, Jose. Next time, hopefully, I'm going to be talking a lot less. I want you all to be submitting your assignments, and then I want to talk about those assignments at the beginning of next class, okay? I'll stick around for a couple minutes if anybody has any questions, but I want to thank y'all for coming in. And if you're here and you didn't catch the code earlier, I'll stop the recording and show you the code so you can get the credit for being in this class today, what you can type in for that quiz. So if not, see y'all next week. Have a great week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ronald.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks for coming, Debbie.
Well done, Ronald.
Thank you, James. Thanks for sitting in. Oh, God, my man, Jose. I didn't think you could come, Jose.
I got the code.
Hold on. Let me stop this recording.